Hello everyone and welcome to another high school sports recap. I'm Moreano. For this week 5 edition, we start with a Central Suburban League South matchup between the Glenbrook South Titans and the Evanston Wildcats.
And for Mitch Trubisky, since he's been in Chicago, that has not been a thing, consistency. And really, when you look at that defense last season, I think it covered up a lot of the issues that the Bears actually had on that even 2018 team.
And now all eyes are on the Big Ten to see if the conference will be joining the ACC and Big 12 in playing football this season. The only way that happens, though, is if new medical information determines that it's safe to do so. Otherwise, Big Ten football may not return until winter or possibly spring of next year.
Here's another opportunity for the Bears to start Justin Fields if they haven't already. Look, in my predictions, I have them losing 4 games in a row heading into their bye week and having a 4-5 record. And it has handles for the user to hang on to. It's all for safety. So when you take a hit like this, hopefully you'll be okay.
Moreano from the Chicago Audible. To my left here is Andrew Freeman from the Bear Report. We're here to give you our takeaways from day 2 from Mobile, Alabama, Hancock-Whitney Stadium.
So a guy that I really like, David Montgomery. I went to Iowa, but Iowa State, I got to give praise to him because he's a very good running back. Knows how to make people miss. Back in February, Matt Nagy said he wanted a guy that had good vision, can make people miss, and is also a weapon out of the backfield. Well, that's David Montgomery from you from Iowa State.
With the 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, my Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
The 2021 NFL Draft couldn't have started any better for Bears fans. Chicago traded with the New York Giants and moved up 9 spots to select their franchise quarterback, Justin Fields. When Brandon Wolf, a Bears fan who lives in Arizona, saw Fields was the pick, he knew exactly how to celebrate.
And I said, if we draft Justin Fields, and I said it before the draft started, I'll jump in my pool. And then I obviously got some slander from a couple of my buddies there and said, you better jump in the pool. And I was like, all right, we're doing this. So then I jumped in after that.
The Bears made a splash move. Not only was Wolf excited about Fields going to Chicago, but so was Pat Fitzgerald, Northwestern's head coach. Fitzgerald was happy he didn't have to game plan against a 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year anymore.
I'm so happy to know that Justin Fields will never play against me again here at Northwestern. But, I couldn't be more excited for the Bears.
But that excitement may have to wait. Bears general manager Ryan Pace told the media that Andy Dalton would be the starter and Fields would sit and learn under him and also quarterback Nick Foles. This is a similar plan that the Chiefs used in 2017 when Matt Nagy was there as the offensive coordinator and the organization moved up to select quarterback Patrick Mahomes. If it was up to Matt Bowen, a DePaul alum and current NFL writer and analyst for ESPN, he would take a different approach.
I give Justin Fields every opportunity to win that job. I've always said game reps matter. It's one thing to try to develop in practice. You have to play. You have to play. Now, with that comes some mistakes, but those mistakes become correctable or teaching moments in the film room and the practice field. And the one positive about this, whether Justin Fields starts week 1 or week 8 or later in the season, is he's working with 2 veteran quarterbacks who have been in every NFL situation possible.
The hope for the fan base is that Justin Fields and the rest of the 2021 draft class can bring back the excitement back to the Bears, who are 8-8 the past 2 seasons and are 14-10 under head coach Matt Nagy here at Soldier Field. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Moreano. For the first time in over a year, Guaranteed Rate Field looked close to normal. On Monday, capacity inside the ballpark expanded to 60% for the White Sox homestand against the St. Louis Cardinals. Over 14,000 fans attended the game, and it could be described as
surreal. I saw friends yesterday that I hadn't seen in over a year. So there's lots of these reunions that are happening where it almost gets to the point where it's very emotional, where, you're just almost lost in, the euphoria of seeing, your people again. At the same time, you've got this amazing ball game going on.
And this season, Chicago has had plenty of amazing games. The White Sox defeated the National League Central League St. Louis Cardinals 5-1 on Monday, which extended the ball club's lead in the American League Central. For baseball writer Janice Scurio, her expectation for this White Sox team is pretty straightforward.
Probably the big one is to win ball games. I know it seems like so incredibly just simple, but yeah, just early on, this has been just such a fun ball club to watch. Like Andrew Vaughn, I'm really excited about. Jose Abreu is definite. His bat is returning, which is really great to see.
And for Billy Morris, he has been encouraged with how the White Sox have played so far.
Seeing the White Sox just being able to be in that level of tier has been awesome to see, especially just being a White Sox fan for a long time.
The excitement will only grow as the White Sox keep winning games and as fans continue filling up the ballpark. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Nicholas Moreano. For 14 months, this was the United Center. No fans, empty seats, the new normal. But on April 29th, this post-COVID-19 scene would begin to change. Mayor Lori Lightfoot went to Twitter to welcome fans back to the United Center. This move made the Bulls a 28th NBA team to open up to the public. But despite the progress, there are still limitations.
For fans wanting to attend some of these last games here at the United Center, there will be some new protocols to be aware of. First, the Chicago Bulls are partnering with Health Pass by Clear and will be asked to complete their Clear pre-arrival health survey. Once that is done, fans will have to show their tickets on their mobile device. There will be no paper tickets allowed at the United Center.
For the Bulls' last 4 home games, the United Center is allowed to open at 25% capacity. On Tuesday night, fans got to experience one of those home games against the Brooklyn Nets. And even though the Bulls lost,
it was really awesome to be back in the United Center and watch the Bulls. I mean, it's a little eerie feeling. I mean, there was only, I don't know, I'd say a couple thousand people in there, but just pretty awesome to just be back with live people.
Adam Amin, the Bulls TV play-by-play announcer, had a similar feeling seeing Bulls fans back in the United Center.
It's nice to hear the noise. It's nice to see people's faces. I missed that. I forgot how much I missed that. The fans are an extra member of a broadcast oftentimes. Under normal times when they're loud enough and there are enough of them to create this extra character of a broadcast, you add that. And just to be able to have them fill some of the gaps and to time their cheers when the shot goes down to the point where you don't necessarily have to say anything. You hear it. That's great. That felt like old times, so to speak.
The hope for Bulls fans is that old times can once again become the new normal for those wanting to attend games next season. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Nicholas Moreano. Meet Shang-Chi, the main character in Marvel's newest upcoming film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The trailer was released on April 19th and already has more than 15 million views. But some may be asking, who's Shang-Chi? Blair Davis, a comic book expert and an associate professor of media and cinema studies in the College of Communication at DePaul, knows a thing or two about the character.
He's a character who debuted in 1973, and he was part of a shift in Marvel, where Marvel tried to introduce more sort of street level heroes that weren't superheroes in the traditional sense.
Like many of the Marvel characters, Shang-Chi was influenced by the time period. Being in the 1970s, that meant kung fu movies were popular, and so were characters like Bruce Lee. After Davis watched the 2-minute trailer, he did notice something unique about it.
Looked rather different. It looked more like a traditional film in the vein of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, in that it has the potential to appeal to action fans who aren't necessarily fans of the superhero genre in particular, but want a strong character, strong action, conflict, and a genre action film that isn't necessarily grounded in the traditional superhero genre.
What also separates Shang-Chi, who is played by actor Simu Liu, is that he is Marvel's first lead Asian superhero. And for DePaul sophomore Emmanuel Flores, he believes Marvel's willingness to include diversity is an important step for the franchise moving forward.
Yeah, I think, especially as society has changed, I think it's important that Marvel takes these different paths from your standard white, straight, sexual orientation characters, because people people are not really looking for that anymore. Like they've already seen it.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is set to be released exclusively in theaters on September 3rd of this year. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Nicholas Moreano. The Titans hosted the Wildcats on their senior night at John Davis Stadium, and the home team forces a fumble on the Wildcats' first possession. The Titans capitalize on the turnover with Michael Carney's 1-yard touchdown run. The Wildcats answer back though in the second quarter. Sebastian Cheeks takes the handoff and breaks a pylon to tie the game. And with just under a minute before halftime, Evanston's Sean Cruz connects with Kamau Ransom down the sideline, 52 yards for the touchdown. Wildcats go up 14-7 at the half. Early in the third quarter, Cheeks extends Evanston's lead with his 47-yard pick six. Later in the quarter, Cruz finds Ransom again, this time for a 42-yard score. And to cap things off, Cruz finds an opening down the right sideline and scores a 52-yard touchdown. The Wildcats improved to 3-2 with their 37-14 win.